My name is John MacLaren. I live in Medicine, Alberta. I was born here, and I've lived here for the most part of my life. I have some issues with the way the equalization program is set up in Canada at the moment. It has been that way for a number of years. And when Alberta was rolling in money, I had no issue with the fact helping other Canadians. I think that's really generous of us. I'm not sure that we always got credit for what we've given, because we're giving $19 billion a year into Confederation or into the rest of equalization. Quebec gets $9 billion, and that's fine. Maybe they need it. But when Alberta now, you might as well call us a have-not province, in my opinion, because if we are going in debt to the tune of $6.5 billion, which will come out in the tunes of $8 billion by the time the smoke clears, I can't see why Alberta should be borrowing money, paying interest to send the money, the borrowed money, to other parts in Canada that may well be living better off than we are. Some areas have much lower university tuition for their students. They have free daycare, which we don't have here. They have their own police force, which we don't have here, provincial. They have their own income tax collection, which we do not have here, and it's paid for by Alberta money. They're building arenas, hockey arenas for $400 million in Quebec City built. They don't have a team. That money basically is paid for by Alberta, because we give Quebec $9 billion a year, and so for $400 million, it's nothing yet. In Alberta, we don't have money for Calgary, Edmonton for rinks, or Medicine for that matter. So there's some basic things that have to be talked about in Confederation, because it's been the way it has been for a long time, but nobody seems to want to talk about that, and I think it's very important we do, because I do not believe that we should be classified as a wealthy province when we're borrowing to pay operating expenses. That is not, you can't borrow money from your, pay your utility bill and put it on your visa, because I have an issue, a problem with my generation expecting all the things that we are getting in this province, and yet my children, grandchildren, your grandchildren are going to have to pay for it. If you've got to take the shirt off my back, do it. But don't lay it on the next generation. I just don't think that's right. And what's happening is not sustainable. And as far as the energy in the province goes, we've been very kind in terms of sharing, but I do believe that maybe other parts of the country that have hydropower should be a little more understanding when they might have flooded millions of acres of prime land to have hydro dams, and yet now we're the bad guys, and yet it's okay that they have done that. And we Albertans are pretty easygoing. We didn't say anything, and but I do think that maybe the rest of the country should be, and the world maybe also should be, a little more understanding, because we're not going to go without oil for some time. No matter what they talk about, we need oil. Planes won't fly on solar energy, so we're going to need oil. So the best thing is to do the very best we can to make the least pollution we can. But the end of the matter is, if there's too much pollution, it probably comes from cars running in Toronto and other cities, as well as other parts of Canada. But maybe they have to look at somehow making transportation more viable for less pollution, and not just sticking the finger at the oil sands, because it just simply is not the answer. We have to come up with ways to make the energy sources that we have, and we have oil. We need to make ways to make that more efficient and less pollution.